or it's luxury. If you're blessed to be, let's say 30, 35 years old right now, and you have a job, you have a stable job, start thinking about putting up a house now. Don't wait till you hit, let's say, the 45s and the 50s, and then you realize that, retirement or pension is staring you in the face. Then you want to start something, and even with that, you don't consult, experts, and you go to something, and at the end of it all, you go on pension, you go on retirement, and you're not able, to complete the building. All right, and that is why the Love FM Habitat Fair is here for you. We bring to you all the experts, people who understand the built environment, people who understand what goes into a building, and they help you appreciate and understand what you really need. All right. Now, if you stay with us on Facebook this morning, we have architects with us who have shared some works with us, and so you can join us on Facebook, see them, and if you're just about thinking about starting, you can decide to follow on those plans. So the theme, like I said, for this year's Love FM Habitat Fair is affordability, comfort, or luxury, and that's what I'm asking you. Which one do you prefer? Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer affordability? Do you prefer comfort, or you prefer luxury? Now, this morning I've got two gentlemen with me. I've got architect Charles Asel. He's a senior lecturer with the KNUST. I also have architect Kojo Chumesi Ampofo. He's also a senior research scientist with the CSIR BRRI. He's also a member of the Ghana Institute of Architects. Gentlemen, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And I was saying to Lou Stanley a while ago that when you're engaging with doctors, they say doctor so and so and so. When you're speaking to a pharmacist, say pharmacist so and so and so. We have architects, so I call him Architect Asel and Architect Chumesi. So we are broadcasters. So what do we call ourselves? So broadcaster Lou Stanley. But good to have you guys with us in the studios of Love 99.5. How are you all doing?
Yeah, good, fine. Dave. Thank you.
I remember last year when we had this series of conversations. Usually it's a correct guy crowd. Well, so I remember last time when we had conversations, in the build up to last year's edition of the, Habitat Fair. It was beautiful. We were able to help so many people make the right decisions pertaining to, owning their homes. And this year we're hoping to do even far better than we did last year. And so we're happy that you guys are with us. Last week, for example, we spent an appreciable number of days to talk about land acquisition, and at one point in time you can say to yourself that you own the land. We had gentlemen from the Otumfuo Land Secretary join us in the studios of Love 99.5. We had other people like lawyers joining us, and it was a very beautiful conversation. So now I'm sure that people have a very good understanding of what it takes to own a land, or at what point in time you can say you own the land. Now, once you own the land, the next thing is for you to have an idea as to the kind of house you want. So then you think about whether you have to go for an affordable, a comfortable, or a luxurious house. And so Architect Ampofo, let me ask you, for you, you're an architect, when it comes to you, which one would you prefer personally? Not about the general opinion of people, but personally, which one do you prefer? Comfort, affordability, luxury?
Okay, Dave, thank you, and good morning once again to your listeners. I would prefer comfort. Personally, I would prefer comfort because luxury, I can't get it, and affordable to, I would say that is more of a rental basis. If I would want to build my own house, it's basically for comfort. Is it to suggest that for people who want to build an affordable house for themselves to reside in, it's not a good thing? Because you're saying that if it's affordable, then it should be for renting. Definitely, it's a good thing. It is a good thing. But affordability in Ghana has a lot of meaning to so many people. And for the middle income, the best one to go for is comfortability and not luxury. You could go affordable. Why not? You could go affordable.
What is affordable anyway? Architect, let me throw that one to you. When we talk about affordable, what is affordable housing? And I'm not talking in terms of the one that people are putting up to rent out, but people who want to build for themselves and their family. When we say an affordable house, what should we be thinking about?
Well, I will look at it this way. In our context, it should be something that per your income you should be able to finance within a reasonable number of years based on your needs. If for instance you are a staff of an an establishment that offers you accommodation, then perhaps you want to look at long-term housing, because under the circumstances you have a home to live in. You may not own it, but you have a place. But if you are self-employed and that much you pay rent and other things, then you want to look at your income, look at whatever you are doing if you are self-employed, and make sure you get something affordable such that you will not destroy your business. Because I tell people, after your home you have life. So how do you maintain that life? So it's highly relative, just as Architect Tumesi mentioned. In Ghana, affordable housing has ended up with the middle class, always. And so in some countries, they call it social housing, where they target the vulnerable. And so I will look at affordability in relation to where you stand. I want to build an affordable home when I retire. It could still graduate from just being basic to reasonable. And again, I agree with Architect Tumesi when he said he wants a comfortable home. Affordability doesn't mean it should not be comfortable, right? Perhaps the middle portion would have been some reasonable middle income accommodation. Luxury is luxury, it's clear, but affordable should equally be comfortable. Yes.
Listeners, as you listen to us, I don't know how young you are. I don't know when you intend to start building your house, but these are architects who understand the game. So if you ask them any question pertaining to what you have on your mind to put up, they'll give you the right answers, the right responses, so you don't make mistakes. All right. So our WhatsApp number is 05511119995. Maybe you have a plot of land and you want to put up something, you're wondering how to go about it or what to put up, feel free and ask questions. Our WhatsApp number again is 05511119995. And so that's our WhatsApp number. Let's hear from you. We'll be activating the phone lines as well, shortly, and you can ask them any question at all you want to. But let's not talk about what do you call it, a comfortable home, comfort. That's the one you say you want to go for. What is comfort?
Saying comfort is something that you can start and finish within a reasonable time. Maximum for me, 18 to 24 months. You should
18 to 24 months. You should be able to finish your comfortable home.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So if you can't do it, that's why we have a lot of uncompleted houses all over.
Per the population and the housing census, the figure is 2 out of every 10. It's not complete.
Yes.
2 out of every 10 houses not complete. Yes. And the Ashanti region leads in uncompleted buildings. Yes. Now, why is it so? Is it because people do not go for affordability and comfort and decided to go for luxury, or what is really the problem? How come people start and are not able to finish, and Ashanti region is leading?
David, this is very simple. Just as I started, I said, you look at your income, you look at your business. You see, the people of Ashanti predominantly are business self-employed, and they also believe in property, which is a very good thing. But a lot of people don't sit down and calculate. First of all, they won't seek good counsel with, say, professionals. And the thing they don't want to hear is the cost of the building.
Yes.
Everybody is pretending. Right? Because I tell people, you just know the cost. I'm not saying give it to a contractor, but because they don't know the cost, in the middle of it, they realize that if they are not careful, they can't pay the bills for their parents, they can't pay the school fees for their kids, and they can't even maintain their business. Right? The very source that sustain the project, you are trying to kill it. Then they stop, and that will take them a very long time. The second leg could also be the size. When I am renting, I'm in a 2-bedroom. When I'm building, I need a 6-8 bedroom. And I ask them, for what? Oh, maybe I'll rent some, and all manner of ideas.
Again, if you have rented a 2-bedroom apartment and you have your kids in there, and your kids are lumped up in one room, you want them to have a bit of comfort. So when you're putting up your own home, you want
relative to your income, David. Relative to your income. If you drove to the studio with a V8, you are here. If I came with a Tico, I am here.
Yeah.
is relative to my income. We are not saying don't build, but look at incremental development, right, David? Your kids didn't grow within 24 hours, or they will not grow within 24 hours. They will grow within a certain time and space. So why don't you look at it this way? I'll get a basic unit and develop it as the need comes. And even within that, be very careful. Are you the type that can accommodate other persons in your home? Because your kids will leave. And once they leave, what do you do with that space?
Exactly.
So it is not as simple as housing is a very complex thing. And therefore, that explains why a lot of these buildings, according to the data, are not completed.
Sorry, go ahead.
And to add to what Architect Isel just said, apart from just uncompleting the building, you may end up completing 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom house, but it will be empty because the same children for whom you are building to make them comfortable after moving out of your 2-bedroom rented apartment, they'll move out anyway. Even if they are within the same region, they will not want to live with you in that same single unit 5-bedroom house. They will definitely move out. That's why you have a lot of people renting in Kumasi, for example. You go to Asafo, you go to Ashtown, Fantini Town, Bantama. The young ones would want to start their own life. So thinking about a lot of children in the end is not the reality.
So what's the advice then? I mean, because let's say I'm married, okay, and I have 3 kids.
Yes.
And I want to build. What should I be looking at? I should not do 4-bedroom. I should not do 5-bedroom. Is that what you're saying?
Maximum 4. No matter the amount of children you have, they are 2, male and female. So as they grow, they start on their own, and we have countless examples. My own mother's 6-bedroom is sitting at Idiase. After she passed on, none of us are living in there.
So rent it out to make some money from it.
Renting 6-bedroom,
good.
It's the challenge now. Nobody will come in and rent a 6-bedroom house with 1 living area, one kitchen.
The experts are, renting it too.
How many are you?
So you're saying that if a couple who have 2 kids or 3 should just focus on having, let's say, a 3 or 4 bedroom apartment.
A 3 or 4 bedroom. Don't go beyond 4. Don't go beyond that. No.
Would you say again that many people who are building or want to build, they make use of architects? Do they seek your counsel before they go ahead to put up the house?
In fact, that has been said very, very, very little. In fact, especially in Ashanti region, they will not want to. The name architect, the engineer scares people. I don't know why it's like that, but we are your own friends, children, and sons. So seeking our advice would help you.
But when you give them the advice, do they even take it?
Some take it. Some take it. I said a single unit apartment. Somebody wanted to build 4-bedroom house. After engaging with him, I realized he's not even resident in that town. I realized, so why don't you build something that you can leave one for yourself and then rent the rest out? And having those single units gives a lot of room, because government alone cannot handle the housing problems we have in Ghana. So individuals could come in. Once when you didn't have a land, you were renting. Now you have a land and you want to live on your own. Why don't you do something which could give you some income? Because the moment you put in money, it's not coming back. So if you have one plot, think about something that you can make money out of. Then you also live alongside. And these are the issues we are trying.
So we're talking about land use here.
Land use, exactly.
And again, when you go around new sites,
yes,
and you see buildings that are springing up, you ask yourself whether people, I like the way you're laughing, architects and people. I mean, you wonder whether they are making use of the lands they have. What do you have to say about it, Architect Isel?
Yeah, it's a problem because, the society we live in has gone through several stages, right? Where during the days of the revolutions, it's more of crisis A to crisis B, so purely a survival mindset. So basic comfort, decent environment, it used to be there before those crises, right? But between those times of all the military rules till even during, including this time, you see that we are still in crisis. And so people do sporadic development, and then that's why you see what you see. So I think that it is not because they are scared of professionals, because some of the professionals are in their churches. They are in everywhere. We are everywhere. But it is because they think that, look, I want this and I want to get it done, and that's it.
So have we even talked about the bit of luxury? But you realize, Architect Shumesi, that in some instances, somebody says, well, I'm building a house.
Yes.
Has a bit of good sizable land. Right. Puts up a 5-bedroom house. I want to have a swimming pool there.
That's one big challenge.
Is that for comfort or for luxury?
I lost a client for trying to advise him, and the term was Masa Misi dying. You know, and that is some the attitude of some of our people. He wants to build, and the way we plan is more of a dream house. And a person who wants to start life with one plot of land would want to build a dream house. How can that be possible? You don't have a place to sleep, yet you want a dream house. Those who build dream houses are stars. They have a number of apartments, they have a lot of buildings, and then they say they are building a ranch. So with our situation, it's not right to build a dream house. And like you said, with a 5-bedroom house and a swimming pool, how do you even maintain it? The swimming pool, you rather do some fish farming with the water, because you won't get anything out of it. In the end, you spend a lot of money trying to disinfect it, trying to draw water out and replacing it time to time to make it clean enough for somebody to use. And it's not right.
How often would you even be swimming?
How often?
But because we live in a society where I can't feel swimming pool or hole.
Oh yes.
And if he feels big about it, you start working.
It's a problem.
I can't feel swimming pool or hole.
I don't conform to those things at all. I mean, it's of no use. So.
Yeah.
To you, huh?
I ask people how many. I'm not saying we should not swim.
Oh yes.
But you see, if we understand development, just as Architect Shumesi mentioned, you want your dream house. That's beautiful. But there's no law in Ghana that said that, David, you build one house, so don't build a second one. And that you build second, don't build third. I mean, you could build a very simple unit, live in, and if the Lord continue to bless you, then even change the neighborhood. You see, you are not just going to make this mansion and because we live in neighborhoods more than in our homes. Because look, David, if you become very wealthy, the neighborhood that you stayed in the last 20 years, they will sack you. They will sack you because you are putting pressure on them. Yes, how? Because they knew you, they knew your house. All of a sudden you build this luxurious building and it's as if everybody must conform.
Intimidating them.
So you yourself, you will find it that everything about that space call for a new neighborhood. And then you move, right? But when you are younger and when you have business running, even if you have all the money, I will want to tell you that there's something called space fatigue.
Exactly.
You become fed up with that space. It's your own home. Nobody is ejecting you, but you think that you must move to a new house. So why don't you do something moderate and then develop your business? By the time you get to 60, 70, you want to move into your mansion with the swimming pools. You sit on 1 acre land or 2 acre. We will do it for you. And then
some backyard farm.
Exactly. But no when you're going to luxury. Yes, but no when you are within your 30s to 60s, because this is a very highly productive time that you must invest that money. Invest it. You are a billionaire, but look, Dangote is investing. So who am I? Dangote is investing. So I mean,
but again, talking about the use of land size and Architect Shumesi, let me throw this one at you. Let's say somebody's young, 30, 35, 30, 32 years old, is fortunate and blessed to have a job, stable job, good income, has been able to acquire land. is it not also possible that you build something small, maybe a 3-bedroom apartment, and then when you are growing, you can still decide to expand or reshape or do something to the existing building and make it better than you began? Is it not possible?
It is possible.
It's not biting too big and
exactly,
you cannot chew it.
Incremental development.
It's so possible. It's possible. And again, I would add onto what you said, the use of space. What is a bedroom size? Starting life, and I always say, what's the size of a bed? 7 feet by 7 feet maximum. And then somebody would want to have a bedroom size of 16 feet by 16 feet, sometimes
17.
Yeah.
17.
And they want to have a small corner where they call it a steady area.
A steady
and then
area.
they have an area where they can have some tea. They have this setting where they have a tea. And
Exactly.
all that.
And the moment the person talks about 16 feet by 16 feet bedroom, then he's talking about 20 by 24 living room. So you keep expanding, then you add on to the cost of the tile, because the more you increase the area of the house, you are increasing the area per square meter of tiles, your ceiling. All these come at a cost. In the end, when it gets to tiling, you realize, wow, then I shouldn't have done this. But you've done it already.
And if you want to go for the porcelain tiles,
You see,
they are
people
very
rent
expensive.
very decent housing with louvers as their windows. They start building on their own and they start going into aluminium glazing. You give them a simple burglar proofing and say, no, burglar can break this one. I need 1 inch, mild steel, thicker. And it all comes along with cost. So these are some of the issues.
So let's be practical here, right?
Yes.
Now. I've come to you.
Yes.
Architecture missing.
Right.
I am 33 years old. I have a stable job. I earn about 3,000 Ghana cedis. I have been able to secure land. I have a wife and a child, and let's say there's one on its way.
Yeah.
I want to start building. What would you draw for me? What advice would you give me?
My first advice is that don't go beyond 30% of your income into the building, so that you can, like you said, you have a lot of responsibilities at home, so that you can keep managing it. Like Architect Tissel said, you still have to live. So don't spend more than 30% of your income. So in this case, you may spend quite a longer period to complete the house. But if you get to know of the total cost of the building, then you take a decision that, should I have a 4-bedroom plan completely drawn by the architect and the engineers. Okay, now I start with 2-bedroom with a kitchen, completed, live in until I'm ready to extend the same plan that I have, so that you don't force yourself to complete the whole thing. So you can do phasing of your project, so that you complete a section which is acceptable anywhere, sectional completion of the building which will be habitable, whilst you think about the rest, so that you don't exert so much pressure on yourself.
So you mentioned to me earlier that if one wants to put up a house, it should be between 18 months to 24 months. I gave you this picture where I earn, let's say, 3,000 Ghana cedis.
Right.
And you're saying that it should not go beyond 30% of my salary. So that would like 900 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Can 900 Ghana cedis help me put up a house within 18 months?
For now,
months?
no. That's why I said, in that case, you may end up going a much longer period to complete. And instead of completing the whole house, you have your plan well drawn, but you don't force yourself to finish everything. Once you want the comfort of living in your own house, finish a section, the kitchen, a living room, 1 or 2 bedrooms, well completed. The rest is there. The land is there. You set out the plan such that the space within the land on the plot is left for that second phase, because we do phasing on government projects, we do phasing on commercial projects, but when it comes to residential, it's difficult to see people saying, I'm phasing my building, but it's still part of the planning. You can phase your own house, complete it, live in, and then continue as and when you know you have the needed resources.
Doesn't the materials we use get into the bit of whether it's affordability, comfort, or luxury? I ask this because, again, having at the back of our minds that the person earns 3,000 Ghana cedis. architect Chumisi says don't use more than 30% of your income, which of course will mean that every month you have to put aside 900 Ghana cedis for your building. That is woefully inadequate, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. So in a year, you're going to spend about 10,800 Ghana cedis. In 5 years, it's going to be 54,000 Ghana cedis. In 10 years, it's going to be 108,000 Ghana cedis. And that's in 10 years. Question is, will it be possible for you to even put up that 3-bedroom apartment? Knowing the economic situation we have, where things keep changing, building materials keep changing all the time. Are there other materials, instead of let's say the iron rods? Last year, for example, I learned something that I never knew, that we can even use bamboos in place of iron rods, even to put up high-rise buildings. So for somebody who wants to put up a house, what are some of the, and again, per the plan, the architectural design that you make, what are some of the very affordable materials that are available that people can use to aid them put up a house, live in it comfortably?
Okay, thank you. So let's look at the building in let's say 2 major entities. The structure itself, core and shell, as it stands there, no finishes, and then with the finishes, right? With the core and shell, David, yes, we talk about sustainable materials and affordability, but a typical case is Agenda 111. We wanted to use earthquake special molds, and the wahala is too much.
The bricks and all.
Yes, and so now they have to go back to the concrete blocks. You see, technology and materials have a cultural input. What is the mindset of the people here? What are the available technology we have? In South Africa, it's good, but here it's difficult. It could have been perfect for affordable housing, so that plastering and rendering can be reduced. But here you are, you don't have the technology to mold them. You don't have the skilled labor immediately to handle that. Now, when it comes to things like reinforcement and the bamboos, it also has its own challenges, seasoning them, processing them, because you just don't cut it and put it there. It goes through a whole process. So do we have the technology? You end up getting this technology, and it might end up being even higher, right? I'll give you a typical case of technology where, what do you call this one? Trasaco slabs for floors are supposed to be cheaper, but David, the troubles with it to get the human resources is another thing. Now let's move to the finishes, the supra, where you have, that is where the problem is. Most of the time, again, we don't really look at our incomes. The scenario we created, I will even add it to Architect Chumesi, that I'm young and all that. What if I'm young and I'm living in my mom's house, like in his case? He could go and live there. He doesn't own it, but can agree with the siblings and live there, and then take his time.
You're married though.
But nobody is living in the house.
You go on, okay.
Nobody is there, and I want to build mine. So I'll go there, and instead of trying to finish in 2 years, I want a decent home that when I turn 50 or 55, I retire in and feel good. David, the thing is that the psychology is that, and all those social aspects will force him to go and live in that 2-bedroom house uncompleted. There's something wrong with, sorry to say it, but it is what it is. So you have that space. Why don't you take your time and finish it? But here am I have traveled from the north, I've settled a school here, and I found opportunity in Kumasi. I'm working, I have no space, and I'm working with an establishment that cannot give me accommodation. Then your scenario with his proposal is super excellent. But there are several such scenarios that I think that you have to tailor it to your environment. Then when it comes to finishes, I'm living in a bungalow whose floor finished, it's concrete floor painted on campus, and I put carpet. I have lived there for about 18 years. Now when I move into my house, I want to put it into that finish and quality I want it. Do you get the point?
Some marble floors.
So the porcelain tiles, the expensive. Yes. So if you are a first generation resident in Kumasi and you're building a home and you are self-employed, why do you want to go marble floor? Why do you want to go porcelain tiles when you can get an outhouse, screed, put some floor carpet, like simple, and live in? Then Move on from there. One day you build the main house, and then you can get all the finishes that you want.
So I've heard you guys say, that's Architect Isel and Architect Chumisi this morning. The finances. Will you advise anybody to go borrow, take a loan to build? Architect Chumisi?
For the current interest rate hovering around 35-40%, I would not advise someone to borrow. It depends on your income. Once again, if you're able to service that loan within, because maximum they can give you will be say 24 months or 36 to repay the loan. And if you have the muscle to handle the repayment, that's fine, because you get the loan, and with a rate of inflation, if you get the bulk amount of money, you complete it, and then you deal with the loan. So that is one option. That is if you can handle the 40% interest rate, which is very high. It's very high. As long as you can meet the banks or the financial institutions requirements, getting the bulk money to complete it in time is the best way out.
If you join us on Facebook, we're showing you some pictures, I don't know whether you call them affordable. I don't know whether you call them, comfortable or luxurious. There's one picture that I saw, Joel, if you don't mind, there's one, a story building, and I ask myself, why is a person putting up this? And there are people who would even put up a story building. They have some bedrooms upstairs, and then you forget that you'll be aging, and at one point in time, your knees will give way, and you cannot climb the stairs. And so why put bedrooms upstairs, and all that? I hope that our young ones, who are planning to build, or those who have begun building, have learned lessons this morning. You can give us a call now. Ask questions, all right? 03220-83596 is one of our numbers. You can also call us on 03220-83597 and 03220-83598. We're talking about the design for your building, the designs that goes in there. We've got architects with us, and they're saying that, listen, let's make use of the land that we have. We are wasting land, all right? And he says that, listen, even if you put up a house, what you can do on the side is let it fetch you some extra money.
Yeah.
Let it fetch you extra money. Why would you want to put up a 5-bedroom house and then have a swimming pool on the side? That side where you have the swimming pool, you can even decide to put up some structure that will fetch you some money. So if there's any question you want answers to right now, the architects are here. You can call us on 03220-83596, 03220-83597, 03220-83598. So can we, in this country, can we solely depend on our salaries to build? You're saying that alone, looking at the interests, is quite high.
Very high.
Can we look at our income alone and say we're building? Is it possible?
Yeah, but David, what else will you look at again if it's not your income? The thing is that perhaps what you call income is the direct one you do with whatever establishment. But then you can do other activities. The laws allows us.
Yeah.
So that is exactly why you have to be careful.
Well, I'm thinking that maybe you can borrow from the bank, do a certain project with it, and then when you repay, you go for another loan, and then you go to a certain level. Hassan is on the line, I'm told. Hassan, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Dave. How are you?
Well, Hassan, good to have you, sir.
And good morning to your panelists. I think you've been doing so well, I think, for the past a week now, about putting a structure and then how to acquire a land. Honestly, I'm so amazed with the guys at your studio this morning. I had just like they said, I used to have this plan of building a big house, and trust me, when I started it and got to a Linton and my brother, it wasn't easy. So I had to stop and go back and find another small land and start building and move in before maybe later on I can start the other one too. So I'm really amazed with what you are saying on the air today. I think it's really good for all of us. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Hassan. We're happy to have been of help to you this morning. We pray that others would have also benefited immensely from the conversation. You can still call us on 03220-83596, 03220-83597, and 03220-83598. Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Hey, good morning. What's your name, please?
Good morning. I'm Dinah.
Good to have you, Dinah. Let's hear you.
Okay, I want to know whether when you consider affordability and then luxury, then when you're torn between choosing liver blades and then the modern systems like sliding and the rest, I want to know from the architect what they will take. Thank you.
All right, so liver blades or sliding windows? That's what Dinah is asking.
Liver blades.
Yes.
I know that this time around they're trying to bring some current fashionable ones, but still liver blades and sliding windows. You and I know sliding windows are the H thing now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to
It
Dinah?
is, but if I can come in here, Dave, it's about the cost of maintenance and your health within the building. As we are in here, we have the air conditioning, which is giving us enough ventilation. If you use the sliding, you are forcing the fresh air out of your room, which is not good for your health. So with our tropical climate, you would want to have a lot of external environment within, because it's so comfortable. So why would you want to block it? And then if you want to make it quality enough, you have to buy an air conditioning. And people use the sliding without the air conditioning, and there are a lot of molds we can't see, and it has a lot of effects on our sinus, and it gives us the cold, the catarrhs. It gives us a lot of infections that we don't really see. And these are the things we are trying to bring on ourselves.
I think people pay too much attention to the aesthetics without realizing
what is beauty. The beauty of a building should be felt within. When you enter, the comfort you feel within the building should be the beauty aspect of the building rather than what you see. Somebody would admire it, and you are killing yourself within.
And to add to it too, now they've done these frames, which are still louvers, right?
And
so you guys, modernize it. That's the key word. So I think that louvers is I mean, it's all about the education.
But Dave, do you know that even the one we call the Kahuka boom there, the jalousie. We have ones that are very, very nice, modern looks. So why don't you go for that one? I would prefer those ones that are sliding.
Open it wide and you have full air. It's much better.
What advice will you give to people who have put up houses for one reason or the other cannot complete them? They are scattered and dotted all over town. What can they do with such buildings? Because it's going west, it's getting bad.
Well, David, it depends on the nature, the size, the form. Other than that, because if I tell you go and finish it, it's a story building, a huge house, for who and for what? If it's some apartment of a sort, or it can be remodeled into some apartment, then yes, look for some facility, finish it and rent it out. But if your building is already big and you're not able to finish it, it is what it is.
So what do you do? Sell it and go for another?
Exactly. Yes.
And do a smaller work.
Yes.
Well, there are people who I'm sure are listening to us have begun building, have gotten to a lintel, have even roofed it, cannot complete it, and the building is just out there.
It's telling you that is not your skill. That is not your size. Remember, I said you drove here. Somebody drove here with a V8, and he's here. And somebody drove here with a V8, he's here. So it's not telling you your real size. Sell the building, look at your size, and get your accommodation that fits it.
Let's say in today's Ghana, 3 Ghana cedis can no longer pay for your chibum, and of course 45 Ghana cedis is not enough for a bag of cement. We all know that. But thanks to Prudential Life Insurance Ghana's Mekakrawa, you can secure your future and that of your loved ones with as little as 3 Ghana cedis. Mekakrawa protects you and one dependent in the event of death, critical illness, and total permanent disability. You want to be a part of this beautiful family? Listen. Dial *778# on MTN today and join the Mekakrawa family and protect your future. It works. It is good. Be a part. Now, earn points by purchasing, renewing, copying, or even gifting your favorite caller tunes, and you can win amazing prizes based on your total accumulated points. Build as many points as possible and you can win tons of data to stay connected to the things you love, or you can win an amazing 10,000 Ghana cedis cash prize to splash on your favorite things. It's a perfect way to entertain your callers with music and get rewarded at the same time. Start collecting your caller tunes points today. Visit Caller Tunes. It is spelled CALLERTUNEZ.mtn.com.gh. or just dial *1355# to get started on the MTN Caller Tunes service. Promo lasts till the 7th of October 2023, but don't forget that terms and conditions apply. All right, so moving on. Listen, I just want to share this one with you, because one time we got there, we'll be talking about, when you're done with your home, you're going to have a generator there and all that. Listen, Anointed Electrical Engineering Services Limited is into sales of ultra silent generators from the 5 kVA to 2500 kVA, and they undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel engine generators. They also stock genuine spare parts of all kinds of various generators and also do generator rentals. You can find them at TET Yard off the Ak Mayanka Road here in Kumasi, Atasukwa. In Accra, their head office is at number 77 Anointed House off the Odoko Malam Road. Call them on 0243 480 334 or 0544 340 589, and they will be there to help you. What is your preferred color of tank? Well, Syntex has it. What guarantee do you want? Again, for your information, Syntex has it. What kind of inner layer do you want? We're talking about double, triple, quadruple. Well, as many inner layers as you want, Syntex has it too. So remember, no matter your water needs, Syntex has it. Syntex tank, you're strong, you're tough. Now, they have over 300 agents nationwide. Now, to order a tank, you can call 0244 335 168. Visit Syntex on social media at Syntex Ghana, or you can shop online on www.syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, like I said, you're strong and you're tough. So if you're having that, a big building that you began that you have not been able to complete, they are saying that, listen, sell it and buy a new land and then build something smaller. It's better than to allow the building go waste. I know some of you might be sitting down and saying to yourself, oh, with time, it's your 5 years, it's your 7 years, it's your 10 years.
Yeah.
Don't let that building go waste, because it's an investment that we already made. Unfortunately, one of the things that we forget is that when you are building, when the money goes in, it doesn't come out. And that's why we brought in the architects to engage with you. So as we wrap up, what would you want to say to us finally? Let me start with you, Architect Chimisi.
Yeah, thank you, David. I would want to advise our general public that look at yourself. Don't start building a dream house for the first time. Build something that you are comfortable with, that can help you finish in time. And the extended family system seem to be dragging us into big buildings with so many bedrooms. Instead of building so many bedrooms on one plot, you can do it in units. Picking from the courtyard housing system that we used to have, you find a lot of people within, but everybody is within his own unit. In this case, you can have the studio apartment, one room, one hall, one kitchen, a toilet and bath within it. But when you get to the compound, everybody lives within his own unit. So we can bring that courtyard housing up to our time and get the number of units we have for our children who are grown-ups and would not want to live outside your compound. So these are some of the ideas we should start thinking about, and not start something that we don't know the end. Always know the cost of your building and ask yourself, can I finish in the next foreseeable future? If not, don't start it. And if you start something which is quite big, try to face it. Even within the residential setup, there should also be some form of facing to finish it sectionally and then occupy it.
Architect, what will be your final words before you leave us?
Yes, I will say they should look at maintenance as well. You see, first thing is that there's space fatigue, whether you like it or not. After 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, your own house, there will be problems with you in terms of the space. And so during that time, two things are likely to happen. Either you do an extensive remodeling and to reshape your building to let you feel good about it. And so don't think that you've built the dream house and it's eternity and it is finite. It will never be.
Yeah.
I've never seen any such building. Not even the White House is what it is. They all go through remodeling, repackaging. So maintenance is a huge cost, especially when you get to my age. And between now and say when you turn 70, 80, you will definitely lead certain. So plan with it and budget for it. Thank you.
I hear you. Architect Charles Isel, thank you very much for your time with us this morning. He's a senior lecturer with the K University. and architect Chumesi in Ampofo is with the Architect Society, and also with the CSIR of the BRI as well. Would you mind to give your telephone numbers out so people can call you?
Right, you can call me on 0244 461246. 0244 461246.
We're doing this for you. It's all about the Love FM Republic Bank Habitat Fair. We're doing this for you. Seek the right advice, and you don't get it wrong. Architect Charles, yourself?
Yeah, 0244 643568. 0244 643568.
Well, my number is, if you have any building that you want to sell, maybe you started, you cannot finish.
Exactly.
Call Love FM.
Right.
Come and pay for an announcement or advert. We'll sell it for you so you can buy another land and build something simpler and smaller.
Yes.
Rather than to allow it go waste, all right?
Yeah.
So wake up to a new taste of Big O Cola.